Hello everyone, it's Billy Hardcore here, and today, as you see, we'll be playing Gwent from Witcher 3, the Wild Hunt. It's my favorite deck, the Monsters deck, because, you see, we're going to show how generals are good, how to play, and how to start against each other. For example, we'll play against Skeletal and another monsters. Let's start with generals. Commander of the Red, there is waiting for me. There's the White Hat, Commander of the Right, the Destroyer of Worlds, Bringer of Death, and the Treacherous. My personal favorite is Commander of the Riders because it gives you advantage in form of Commander's Horn, which is always what we want as playing monsters. Yeah, it's always good because we have a lot of monster cards. This Bringer of Words is not really that bad. You can use this to remove garbage cards from your hands in order to gain some other monster cards, which is always good. For example, Arcus Behemoth, so other. Which is always the case, because we want to gain the advantage. The Treacherous is actually not that bad. A good counter to Nilfgaard in Empire, because they will think twice before playing their spies. Because, for example, Stefan's Kiln will give 18 points to us, so you must really think twice before playing spy. And for example, Sheriff Field will give us 14 points. And so, by that costs 4 will give us Bringer of Death is not really that bad too. You can use this to pick up a card and then gain some advantage at the start of the next turn, because the power of monsters is when the round ends, one of your cards stays on the battlefield. Of course, no hero card. That's always good. And the last one we'll be taking a look into the show is King of the Wild Hunt, which is bad, the worst of all. Because, of course, you can use this to pick some weather cards. You can pick any, which is good. But then we have the diversity in our deck with siege cards, Gunter Dim, and of course close combat cards. And that makes the Wild Hunt not really a great choice. Now let's talk about deck building. You must gain advantage, so monster cards are a must for your deck. You can always use siege cards like elementals and some Arcan's Behemoth. Cards you want most. Crowns. They give 6 power each, combined 8 in power, and that's always good. With Commander's Horn, it can give up to 36 power, and it's crazy in my opinion. So you might want to save them. Next card where you want to is Vampires, especially Ketekan. They give around 21 power totally. And since you got Ketekan, which has 1 more point from the other vampires, you are protected from the cards like Scourge. And that's always good because you then keep the advantage. And I'll say again, this is what you want to do in the monster deck. Well. And so, next card that you actually might want to have is Arcas. Because, mainly due to Arcas Behemoth, that can give these 3 little Arcas, and with Behemoth they can totally give 18 points, and that's always nice. And since the Arcas Behemoth is a siege card, it's also a kind of protection, so you aren't really killed by Biting Frost and some other cards like Scourge, of course. Most of the siege cards monsters have, of course, 6 points, except Ice Giant. Cards that you really don't want to have in your deck. Obviously, it will be biting first because it removes your advantage from your battlefield, and that's always what you want, to have the advantage. I'm just gonna say it again. So never put biting first unless you really need to, or your deck is poor. But really, never put them. Maybe put something like decoy instead. Of course, you must have declare warfare in case you got wrecked by biting frost. Yes, it really comes. Cards that you don't want to. Except for Grey Hack, which is the only word for monster related and range combat card. The others are just solely garbage. And Draga, Gargo, Teal and Harpy, Wyvern. Mostly because you have already gone through this. It is the best range combo card you could actually have a deck. So again, Firman and Draga, Cat, Wyvern, Teal and Harpy, and Gargoyle are all garbage cards. Don't ever think of putting them in your deck. They're absolutely garbage. Maybe from this garbage only Teal and Harpy, but it's not the case. Next card you don't want to have in deck is Ghouls, and they have the monster card. They all cheap will costing cards, and that's what you don't want to have in your deck, and so it's bad. If you have not a big collection of monster cards, you can always use cards like Vesemir and Forktail, Werewolf, Griffin, Maiden, Frightener, or even sometimes Botchling. Neckers are actually not that bad. They can fill your hand if you have to prevent some bad hands. But then if you usually have luck, then they're actually not really worth using. Unless you can use them for your target as your Destroyer of Words. So mainly you play as flute deck, but you can always experiment. So now we're going to show some decks against monsters and how they will prevail. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, go to do it. Okay, now we're facing the blacksmith from Kermourie, who plays Skeletal. We have not really hand, except we should replace one of the crops. In this case, I will replace the Weavers, and we'll get Gontrodian. Because of that, our hand is not really that bad. We have Horn, Vampires, some hero cards, etc. My personal strategy for the first turns is to play Gonter Odin to gain some early advantage. To gain more of it, I play the Commander's Horn to gain more points, about to 24. So it's good. It gives us advantage. How many times could I say? Never mind. What I think to save our best cards, because we want to save them. Since we got that area advantage, our opponent passed. Because of our control dims, Commander's Horn, and Feed. So we can just press the triangle and pass, saving our powerful monster cards. We can now play some vampires for some more board presence and more advantage. Opponent plays Hamburger Smugglers, which is not really that problematic because we got our villain friend has a scourge against close combat units. And since Hamburger Smugglers he gives about 8 points. Brilliant Friend is good. As you saw, our opponent is wasted this curve for around 7 for people. And for the case I play in free, just to keep out. Now I will waste my Scourge to destroy the enemy card, but not only to waste his Hovercraft Medic, because he wanted to revive his card. Now I don't want to double the power. I wanted to double the power of cards. Sorry for the mistake. And so we don't want to play. We want to play Kronos because we want to gain again the early advantage. And since we got our beautiful vampires in Kronos, they give us about 72 points. Converted, it seems. That's how you win against Claudio, for example. Now we're playing against a copy of monsters from the armorer again in Kemure. Our hand is pretty good. We'll play soon. Against monsters, it depends on who has a better thinking and who has a better advantage. And you see why. Our hand is good, except we will play fog without counter or dim. As again, I like to play them first with some advantage. Since he played the fog, we'll play on the theme or just environmental, because these are two cards that we could play, or even Trismergot and Lecher. Since he got that power, we don't want to trade with him. We want to save our precious cards, and since he lost 6 of some from his hand by playing Homo, we are in a good state. He's starting to gain the advantage in form of crowns. It will do the same to equalize the score. He now plays the whole army of peddlers, and that's painful because they give 21 points totally. As I said, I'm going to play Chiron to reach the advantage. He passed. Because we don't want to waste our cards, we play just Anonymous. I didn't want to waste our commander's ability, so we should for later. And so I played now vampires. Yes, vampires. Just for a reminder. And since now his advantage is lost, I can now prepare my own by playing card, using my general's ability. I'm also playing some cards like Finn, Lesher, and Trismergo. But since his hand is really in a bad state, it's not really the case. We actually won. But for safety, I play Finn. And so, lost. We officially won. And so, this is the example of why against monsters, your deck must have a better advantage. And so,